What up, what up, what up? Let's see who tap in with us, man. We got the money going. Okay, let's see. Now live on your channel, chop it up. Yeah, motherfuckers get to tapping in a second. Evil Twin, salute, man. I appreciate it, homie. I appreciate it. What y'all got going on y'all end? Salute, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Shit, we finna get to it in a minute. Give me 1 sec. What it do? What it do? What's up, LG? Keep bringing us the comments. Hey, man, we going to keep trying to do what we can do, man. You know what I mean? To keep chopping it up. You know, one thing y'all don't see me do, though, I'm going to keep it 100. I don't do this shit just for the views, homie. You know, I don't go on there talking about, you know, a whole bunch of other niggas and a whole bunch of other shit that don't got shit to do with, you know, what we dealing with out here in the streets. You know, I ain't finna get on here and, you know, talk about other niggas beefing on YouTube and shit like that, homie. But we going to try our best to keep it 100. But I'm going to answer anything y'all got to come. Y'all got to talk about. Let's see, taking care of moms and staying out the way. Shit, that's what's up. Evil Twin. You know what I mean? The East bragging, we been bragging, no motherfucking doubt. You know what I mean? Shit, everybody don't forget to hit that like and yeah, hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit all that shit, man. Y'all fuck with me. You know what I mean? Anita Marie. Man, I really appreciate it, man. Thanks. I really appreciate it. Big Herc is an older homie from my section. Love that interview. Okay, yeah, man, I sit down with Big Herc, man, and had a good time, man. You know, Herc a cool dude, you know what I mean? And I appreciate him tapping in and we making that happen together and shit. Herc is what's up. Yeah, no motherfucking doubt free, baby. Yeah, you know, he actually should be, you know, jump bouncing up out that motherfucker in a minute. You know, we trying to see next time he go back to court and shit what they talking about, homie. But he should be motherfucking getting ready to bounce up out that motherfucker. What do you think of the people caught for the Slim 400 situation? You know what? I just seen it popped up on my phone, man. I'm gonna have to go in there and like read, you know, what happened, like how they caught him, like you know who was the dudes, and you know I don't even really know too much on that situation to talk about it yet. But I need to do my homework on it. If you know more than me, tap in, you know, shoot me some information on it. Keep up the content. Micah Putnam. Hey man, I really appreciate it, dog. I really do, man. You know what I mean? Y'all keep coming through for me like that, Mike. I appreciate that, man. And what else we got? Dre, I see you. I see you. What's happening? What's happening? No motherfucking doubt. You know, one thing though, I did want to speak on. I know. I don't know if any of y'all was up there. He said that that chick don't snitch. Hey man, shit, you never know. Shit, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But it seemed like they are probably already did, homie. You know what I mean? Motherfucker probably already put the statements out there. Motherfuckers ain't, sadly to say, these motherfuckers ain't even trying to go do that time no more. As soon as they getting cracked, they running and telling, homie. You know. He said, look at her face in the mugshot. She scared in the mugshot. Shit, if she scared in the mugshot, they going down, homie. Shit, they going down. Oh, okay, dude was from Menlo. Okay, and it looked like the mixed group. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have, like I said, I'm gonna have to do my homework on that shit. You know. Did any of y'all make it up to Gonzalez Park on what was that, Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. Anybody make it to Gonzalez Park on Saturday? Man, I'm keeping 100, homie. The West had that motherfucker cracking, homie. You know, they had the concert for the kids, the jumpers, all the motorcycle clubs was out there, homie. I seen Ghetto Life, Motorcycle Club, man. They was doing an OG tug of war. I'm talking about, homie, it was a real good time. And I'm gonna bounce back on that a little later, homie, because I mean the East supposed to be doing the same type of shit. You know what I mean? And people wonder why I sit back and be trying to advocate for the, you know, shit to be cool. Hey, homie, that shit that went down on the west that I seen east side niggas at that function, homie, shit's supposed to be the same thing going on the east side, homie, and we need to get that shit together. You know what I mean? So no motherfucking doubt. I'm tripping. That was Sunday. That wasn't Saturday. That was Sunday. We was at that picnic. That was Sunday, homie, and they laid that thing out, man. They had food out there. Had, like I say, they had the concert. They had the water fight. They had, man. I'm talking about it was nice, homie. And I want to commend the West Sides, homie. I don't know who all they was in collaboration with, but I know I chopped it up with Wacko and a few more West Side homies, and whoever was involved, man. I really appreciate how y'all laid that out, man. It's not only good for the kids, but it's good for for the section, homie. Period. It's up and down, all the way up and down Rosecrans, homie, because you really setting the motherfucker tone on how the shit really supposed to be, homie. You know what I mean? So I want to commend them dudes over there for putting that down like that. What do you think about the government using the RICO on rappers, but these white supremacists never get the RICO? Man, homie, they never get it, homie. You know what I mean? But this still America, dog. Don't get it fucked up. I mean, it's still America, homie, and they still gonna treat us like how they gonna treat us, homie. And they talk about bringing lyrics and shit in on songs and shit from. Come on, dude, knock it off, homie. So you mean to tell me I can't rap no more? You know what I mean? That's they gonna try everything they can to get us though, homie. Y'all pay attention to that. Some of y'all, a lot of young homies, homie, pay attention. You know what I mean? Motherfucking government gonna try to fuck you over a whole lot of time, much as they can, homie, if you don't pay attention to your rights and what your rights and all that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I repeated it. It was Sunday, it wasn't Saturday, but they laid that shit down at the park. Say, okay, twin, you up in Vallejo? Okay, for sure. Steve Jones, salute FG. Did you ball with Bruce Walker and Chuck Levy? Hell yeah, I balled with Bruce Walker and Chuck Levy. Matter of fact, and I bullshit you not, homie. My junior year, um, Chuck Levy and Bruce Walker was seniors. So I remember we went to go play Bruce Walker at fucking Dominguez High School, homie, on that dirt ass field. And this dude was a big dude. This dude was in high school, homie, 240, 6'5" or something, man. This was a big dude. I played strong safety. They had to move me down the linebacker pretty much to help with this dude. But I bullshit you now, we beat him, homie. His senior year, we beat him, homie. My senior year when we played Chuck Levy, I had two interceptions against Chuck. He cracked me on one of them interceptions, though. I ain't gonna lie on 100. He cracked me like a motherfucker. And yeah, my senior year I had two picks on Chuck, but we did lose against Linwood that year and shit. You know. Double F, hardest rapper in the set, man. Yeah, Double F coming along, man. You know what I mean? You just got to stay consistent and keep at it. You know how it goes. It's a struggle out there, man. There's so much content and so many dudes out there trying to get it, man. It's hard to really be seen nowadays, man. You really got to have a plug. You got to have a way in, probably mostly anything, homie. And that's even with a motherfucking job. It's hard to get a motherfucking job unless you got a hookup, unless somebody worked there, unless somebody fucking with you. So, I'm hoping Double F somebody could tap in with him, homie, and getting some exposure and shit. You know what I mean? You know. Have I had any run-ins with the A7 kitchens? Not personally, but I used to fuck with the 7-9 Swans heavy. You know what I mean? My nigga Solo B and them over there out the Swans and shit, homie. I used to fuck with them niggas over there, and I used to be over there. And there been some situations where, if you over there and somebody come get down, you riding with wherever you at. But I never had no personal, beef with the A7 kitchens and shit. But you know what I mean? Banging been banging, man. Wherever you at, whenever you run into some niggas, y'all gonna get down, y'all gonna do what it's gonna do, and motherfuckers gonna keep on moving. But personally, I don't have like, I can't say, I got no enemies or nothing like that over there. What up? What up? Was back and talk about the Oakland. Was back and talk. Oh, you tapping in from Oklahoma? Oh, okay, okay. My folks just left, homie. Going back to Oklahoma City and shit. Respect, homie. I appreciate y'all tapping in. I appreciate you tapping in. I ran track with both. Good guys. Shit, if you ran track with both of them, Stone Jones, you should have ran track with me because I ran track too. You know what I mean? And sound like you was around my year, man. We might have been in the same get down together. What races did you run? I think I ran the 400 relay, the 200, and I know I ran the 4x100 relay and the 200. and the 4x200 relay. Let's see, what do you think the chances of a real truce happening? I was in SoCal for the truce in '92, which was short lived, but people are realizing who the real enemy is more these days. I think it's possible. You know what, homie, is possible, but at the same time, when you get to talk about a lot of this shit, it's impossible because the dudes who motherfucking are banging nowadays, homie, that's just what they doing, banging. They don't have no loyalty to just per se a set. They got loyalty just to bang. They really like anybody killers. You know what I mean? So it's hard to bring something together when dudes are so eager to beef with anybody. When I was coming up, it was different. Of course, the Crips and the Bloods were separated. The power rules, we didn't beef. Bloods didn't beef with Paru. Paru didn't beef with Paru. That's just how it was, homie. So now it's so far out of hand that it's really gonna take something. It's really gonna take for some of these white people to do, homie. Tragic. That's gonna have to make our people see, homie, that this is some bullshit. That's what it's gonna take, homie. But at the same time, I like how it started with the West Sides over there, homie. How they did it at that park. It let dudes see, oh damn, this how it really supposed to be. Well, homies from everywhere that came, kids out here running around, and it ain't an issue. That's a start, homie. You know what I mean? It's a start, homie. It's 15 power hoods in Compton, homie. And if we can, you know, get a bunch of the dudes from each hoods to come together and start doing shit, little kickbacks and little motherfucking hanging gatherings and hanging out at the park, cooking, playing dominoes and shit, then the little homies might see, homie, that at the end of the day, man, we ain't our enemies. You know what I mean? So hopefully they can get that shit through their head one way or the other, man. What's Linwood like nowadays? Shit, you know what? Because homie, we the only power rules in Linwood, homie. You know what I mean? So don't get me wrong, I fuck with the Pope Streets, I fuck with the Linwood Inn, I fuck with the Palm and Oaks. You know what I mean? I fuck with them dudes, homie. But at the same time, with the politics being what the politics is, you know what I mean? I'm so involved in trying to, get these Pyru thing, in a better state, that I don't tap in with my Linwood niggas as much as I used to. But them niggas know I love them to death. I'm one of them. So, I love them niggas to death, homie. You know what I mean? My other question is what you think about the California integrating the S&Y and GP yards. You think it will be successful or it's going to be a bloodbath? And the whole pack. You know what? They done had that S&Y shit when I was coming up. You couldn't just get off the yard without getting your motherfucking ass beat or getting stabbed. And you really was just going to another yard. So all these sensitive need yards, homie, I think it's going to get to a point, homie, where you got the homies getting tired of motherfucking getting life sentence for killing niggas on the yard. You know what I mean? That they might just, y'all stay on that side of the yard, we stay on this side of the yard. I don't know what they gonna do, but that's a sad situation, homie. It's crazy how you can go to the pen now, and depending on how tough you not, you can go to another yard. It didn't work like that. You had to walk the yard you had to walk back then, and you had to respect the rules and regulations, or you was gonna get your ass beat. If you was a rat, homie, you was gonna get some holes poked in you, or your ass severely beat. And that's just how it was. You know what I mean? So they got all these loopholes for dudes and shit now that can do what the fuck they want to do, and it wasn't like that back then, homie. You don't get to switch yards and shit. You got to walk the one you was on, homie. You know. Let me get to some of these questions and shit. Did Did you do the reverb sound when you use the low ride? Nah, homie, I didn't do the reverb and shit. You know what I mean? Plus, I was young. I wasn't bumping oldies and shit. You know what I mean? I was bumping gangster shit. You know what I mean? And I had beat in my shit. 14 batteries in the trunk, two pumps to the front. I had some of the hottest shit around, homie. You know what I mean? Crenshaw Rider. I stay faithful. I hit that motherfucker by myself. I didn't need no 10 cars or nothing like that. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, when Suge and them got to bringing out they low riders and shit like that, homie. You know, um, homie, I was Shabbat in, homie. I hit the Shaw, me and Flip. We was Crenshaw bandits, you know what I mean? But no, I didn't reverb no music and shit. I let the OG homies did that, you know what I mean? That just wasn't my shit. But I used to listen to that shit when they bump it. It sounded hard, but it wasn't for my. Did I know Giz? I remember Giz from the Nine. Hell yeah, I remember Gizmo from the Nine. You 7-9 Swan. You know what I mean? Shout out to Giz, man, the big homie from 7-9 Swans, homie. You know. Uh, Yeah, no doubt, man. What we talking about, man? Let's get into some shit, man. Y'all bring some of them real questions in here. What was it like being the man in your section at such a young age, and what did it come with? You know what, homie? I didn't set out to be the man. You know what I mean? I set out to be a solid young homie. You know what I mean? And it just so happened that the way I pushed the line and the shit, the way I was really a good motherfucker, shit kind of fell in my lap, homie. You know what I mean? And then I kind of took charge and and made sure niggas ate, homie. And then when I got the clubs and shit popping, I showed motherfuckers love. And then one day I looked up and somebody was like, "Man, you know you the man, right?" I'm like, "Nah, homie, I'm just another homie from over here doing what all the homies supposed to be doing." You know what I mean? That's how I really felt about the shit, homie. Like I never felt like I was bigger than no nigga. You know what I mean? I really just was really just being just being FG. You know what I mean? And in my heart, that's just how I felt for the rule. You know what I mean? And I never forget, one time I was hollering at George and shit, and she was like, "Man, you a good nigga, homie." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Homie, sometimes it get hard though being a good nigga." He said, "But that's just what it is, homie. You got love for this shit." You know what I mean? So that's just what it was with me, man. I wanted to see everybody motherfucker ball out, everybody prevail, everybody had their money, everybody had their hoes. You know what I mean? So that's just what it was on mine, homie. Young Wolf, Hollywood, what's up, my nigga? You know what I mean? Much love, major respect, homie. Double H in the house, you know what I mean? What's wrong with the men having earring? It ain't nothing wrong with men having earring, but the thing when I come up was you had an earring in the left hole only. You know what I mean? And that's what it was back then. If you had two earrings, those was the gay dudes had two earrings in both ears. A lot of the youngsters don't understand that and know that because that's not how it is today. Now you got the rappers coming out, they wearing the double earrings, and it's acceptable in society. You know what I mean? It wasn't acceptable when I was coming up. My mom would have slapped the shit out of me. I'd have came home with two earrings. Matter of fact, she'd have slapped one of the motherfuckers out my ear. That's just how it was because it was perceived that you was gay if you wore two earrings. Now, homie, we in a culture where dudes wear dresses and people do other things. So the double earring, I still don't feel it because I grew up in the culture that I grew up in. You know what I mean? Like I say, when I see the young kids with it, I know they don't mean nothing by it. That's just a fashion that they doing, but you won't catch up with one. You know what I mean? So that's what's cracking. How do you deal with the hard times and the storm in life? You know what, man? I've been through a lot of the storms, homie. I've been through a lot of hard times, homie. I've been balling. I've been broke. You know what I mean? I've been everything in between, homie. I done lost loved ones, lost homies, and all that. But at the end of the day, I do know the reality of the shit we doing. Some people get in this gang life or get in this drug life or just life, period, and don't accept what the consequences that real life gonna bring you, homie. So if somebody told you this shit was peaches and cream, they'll motherfucker lie, homie. It's gonna be some hard times. You just gotta keep your head up and push through it. Jason Dang, I really appreciate that, man. I really do, man. 100 to you, dog. 100. So, when it comes time to you having some hard times in your life and some struggles and shit, you know what I mean? Some people are more mentally equipped than others to handle certain shit. Me, I'm respect shit for what it was. If we lose a homie, I'm hurt, but I really gotta say, homie, we was banging. You know what I mean? And that don't mean it don't hurt. It just mean I understand though that if we was working at the bank, this wouldn't have happened. But since we was out here banging, homie, this is the probability of it happening. So, I just try to stay focused on my next move. Plus, before my mama died, some of her last words was she said she wasn't scared to die, homie. She just didn't want to leave her baby out here by herself. You know what I mean? And I told her I'm gonna be all right. So I had to stand on that, homie. And I'm all right. You know what I mean? So shit. Avenue Champ, what up, young captain? You know what I mean? Much love, major respect, homie. You know what I mean? Stood in your lane and played your position. Yeah, no doubt, sleeves ball, man. I had to, homie. I'm originally from Hoover, and I could say that this I don't know if it's shoe one, but I'm originally from Hoover, and I could say that as a fact. In the '80s, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, Wilmington, Montana, I always found a party who said, "Respect to you guys." I appreciate that, young Hoover rider, but shit, you already know, homie. Everywhere we done win, every yard we done go to, every time we hit that county jail, some Hoovers, homie. You know what I mean? And I know a bunch of them, homie, and I fuck with a bunch of them, homie. Of course, I was born over there in Hoover Hoover, but much respect to y'all too, homie. Ain't no motherfucking doubt. So hell yeah. Let's see. Thanks for sharing. I firmly believe you hold a historical value. Stay up, warrior. I appreciate that, Kyle Van Salo. I really do, homie. Uh, they'll tell you it's peaches and cream, but in this life, a lot of heartaches comes with it. You just don't show unless someone like you and others speak to the people. Yeah, homie, it's I mean, we don't know what we don't know. You know what I mean? Had I know that it really came with this shit, because you gotta understand when I start banging or when I start being from the hood, homie, it wasn't no dead homies from my neighborhood. You know what I mean? It wasn't old enough to have any yet. You know what I mean? When I hit the hood in '82, the hood probably only started in '78, '79, somewhere up in there. It wasn't a long history of no home, losing no homies. So, you know, we was in my hood, I was one of the first generation dudes to start watching homies die, watching homies get life sentences. So I didn't know that this was what it was gonna be. You know what I mean? But as you see, man, it's been a bloodbath out here. If you go back from 1980 to right now, we done lost so many black men, black gangsters. It's a shame, bro. You know, and I'm talking about from every angle, Crips, blood, power, all that, homie. Them are people, homie, and we done lost them. You know, so hopefully one day, I don't know when, but hopefully one day, man, we can get this shit together. Do you consider Power and Bloods the same as far as being homies? Mac Dukes, I do. You know what I mean? I don't separate the Paru and the Bloods, homie, because to be honest with you, I was around long enough to be when you couldn't do that. Like I said, we used to jump on the bus, homie, but jump on the bus, smash down on the bus, and jump off in the swans, homie, and go fuck with them. And it was straight. You know what I mean? The homies welcomed us with open arms, homie. You know what I mean? Where y'all from, homie? We from Compton, homie. Paru, homie. You know, and shit, nigga, let's get something to drink, homie. Let's big it. And that's how it was. So then when we got to the pen, we wasn't deep enough. It was the B car, homie. You know, and yeah, we power rules. Yeah, they blah, but it was one, homie, and it always was like that. It wasn't to do start getting deep that it started to break off. But me, in my heart, anybody that know me, anybody know what yards I walk through, I bang both of them, homie. You know what I mean? You know, it's all the same to me, to be honest with you. You know, just a different name. We pushing that real thing though when we was pushing it. Let's see. I know you don't recommend a promoter, but somebody already in the game with work and their mind made up, that's what they're going to do. What's the most important piece of advice you've given? You know, if you already in the game, man, and you know you were pushing your line, you selling dope, or you gang banging, you know what I mean. First piece of advice I'm gonna give them is, you know, I'm gonna ask them what kind of bread they got put up. You know, you got lawyer money put up. You know what I mean? Me early, you know, I had my plot, my burial plot at a young age. You know, um, I'm gonna be in Inglewood Park Cemetery. You know what I mean? So, you know, do you got your priorities in order to not be a burden? See, one thing dudes don't recommend, understand though, is dude, take accountability for yourself. When you go to jail, don't expect your mama, your homeboys, your somebody else to get you a lawyer, homie. If you out here selling drugs and doing dirt and robbing banks, have your lawyer money put to the side. Have your priorities in straight. You know what I mean? Have your motherfucking life insurance. Even if you don't got a plot yet, have you some life insurance. I'm big on life insurance. There's a whole bunch of people who's like, man, I don't got fuck no life insurance. But then what we got to do? A car wash and shit when you get knocked off? Come on, man. I could talk for hours on that life insurance. I'm gonna do a whole video on that shit because that shit's serious, homie. Get y'all some life insurance, man. Not only just for to bury you, what about your people you leaving behind? You know what I mean? I got so much life insurance, homie. My wife gonna have little young strippers cutting the grass when I die, homie. That's what you know what I mean? Because about my family as well. It ain't just about me. When I'm gone, homie. You know what I mean? Y'all worried about what she gonna be doing with the money, you know, and all that. She gonna do what she wanna do, homie. She put up with your bullshit the whole time she was here. Why you in and out of jail and those man had them policies, bro. You know what I mean? And get something for your kids. I don't care if they 7, they 5, they 10, they 20. Get some life insurance policy. I tell my kids all the time to get some life insurance policies on me. So if something happened to me, you know, that could be 150, 200,000. You can either put your down payment on the house or invest in something. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna tell them make sure they lawyer straight, make sure they got some life insurance. Let me catch up with some of these comments. What's your opinion on the young CV7Os pressing ENK nowadays? I don't know what ENK is. You know what ENK is? I don't know what ENK is, but my opinion on the younger CV7, I don't know them. I know the OG 7Os. You know, and to be honest with you, we used to fuck with them. We shared the hood with them pretty much over there in Ludus Park, and we really used to fuck with the 7-0. So now that that shit is broke up, I rarely see the young CB7Os. I know they still around for sure, but I really don't even really have a comment because I don't have enough intel on that. Would you box with James in the YouTube celebrity boxing match? Man, I'll beat the dog shit out of Mob James, man. Now if he was younger, you know what I mean. But it'll be suicide for that boy jumping the ring with me, man. You know what I mean? Fuck some celebrity shit there. For one, they have to pay me a large amount of money, and I'm gonna try to hurt this dude, But he's too old, you know. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Them niggas couldn't fight though when they was young, homie. You know what I mean? Come on, do the homework, man. You know what I mean? Do the homework. I don't just be talking this shit, homie. But motherfucker has some squabbles, homie. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot of niggas didn't want to get in the ring when they was young, homie. You know what I mean? So, but that'll be it. Probably would generate some fun, but I'll be trying to knock the nigga helmet off. What inspires you so much about to see your growth and how much wisdom you've amassed in such a short period of time? Always proud to see a man with growth. That's you know what? It did take time. Like I say, I never was a dummy, but I was definitely doing dumb shit, and I still could do some. I'm not perfect, homie. You know what I mean? Just like I was up at Gonzalez Park the other day, man. Anything can crack off. Anything can happen. And you have to respond, and you have to respond immediately. So my growth as far as making sure I go to work, making sure my mortgage get paid, making sure my kids get what they need, that's just man shit. You know what I mean? That's supposed to be standard operating procedures, for being a man. It ain't supposed to be like growth. We supposed to already be there. Some people look at this growth. I look at it like shit. We was behind and trying to catch up when it just become to being doing real man shit. So I don't look at it like I'm something special or like I'm tooting my horn. Nah, man. All of us need to be grow the fuck up and start doing what we supposed to do for our families and for our kids and those situations, man. But no, we want to run around and hang out at the motorcycle club and at the strip clubs and shit, and and ain't nothing wrong with that. But like I say, some of them that's all their responsibility is. Sometimes you got to grow up. I hate when I miss a month. I miss the ghetto life. I miss um who do you ride with? My little club, yeah, Hub City. I love them dudes, and they had a function the other night, man. I missed it. Had to go to work, homie. You know what I mean? But I would have loved to have been there to support them dudes. I love them dudes over there. AFG, the Burns family on Blunt Street in Linwood. I gotta know them. That's central right there. I gotta know them, homie. Just not off top and name them, but yeah, I gotta know them. So let's see. Salute to the general. No motherfucking doubt. Keep up the great work. Good evening, everyone. Michael Hill, what's up? Calvin Jones, I see you, man. I'm gonna stay on their ass if they tune in. I'm gonna get on. If you got kids, you should def have life insurance, no doubt. You know what I mean? But it's a whole lot of people. Can you grab me a towel? Yeah, no doubt, homie. I'm gonna do a whole segment on it because I could preach and preach and preach on life insurance because that shit is just that important. Uh, what you say? Big U responds to Whack 100. Dub C and CJ Mac interview. We ain't cool. Um, I seen that Whack 100 was on the CJ Mac and Dub C show. I saw part of it. I'm gonna go back and watch it, man. You know what I mean. But I seen they was going back and forth on some topics. I like the way that they was able to disagree. You know what I mean, and still keep a dialogue. You know what I mean. Nobody jumping up, nobody tripping. But that's what's up. You know what I mean. But I didn't see Big U respond to him yet. I'll be watching all that shit. I watch all the shit. So I'm gonna go see what's cracking with that. All this damn money, but their car got 24% APR. Hey, Jason Dane, no motherfucking doubt, homie. I went for that one time, man. My very first brand new car was a 1997 Chevy Tahoe, man. I'm talking about. I got it in November '96. It was a '97, and you got to know back then Chevy Tahoe shit they still expensive. So really, those were drug dealers because you had to have some bread to have 'em. So what I did, man, is I sent it because my credit wasn't like that at the time. I was like 23 or something. I sent a female down there to get the motherfucker truck. Here, go take 15. We're go put 15,000 down and bring me a car. Bring the car back, and so she come back. She say my notes was gonna be 525. I'm like that ain't shit. I got that all day long. Man, it probably was 2 years, man, before I looked at the actual contract, man, and seen I had a 21% interest rate. You know what I mean? And so yeah, they are doing that. I fell for that once on me. Now you shouldn't be paying no more than motherfucker 4, 5%, 6% for a motherfucking car. You know what I mean? Even less than that. I sell life insurance. I'm a broker licensed in Texas, New Mexico, and California. Hey, Mike D on there. He say he sell life insurance, man. Y'all tap in with Mike D. I know some other people. If y'all don't, if y'all serious or like really need some, I know somebody too. Mike D got in here on the comments. I don't know if y'all can click on him and get in touch with him, homie. But man, get on that life insurance, bro. I can't even preach it enough, dog. You know. So boom, boom, boom. You know. I hear what you're saying, Barry Bird. Say it is what it is, homie. Sometimes they need to hear what the fuck it really is instead of always, bullshitting with these fools and trying to be politically correct. You know what I mean? Um, Reggie say, how do I feel about WAC 100? I don't. You know what I mean? Whack 100 is his own man, dog. You know what I mean? He do what the fuck he do in his realm of life. I do what the fuck I do in my realm of life. You know what I mean? All these dudes, the big U's and everybody that's on Instagram and Nina Boy and Bosco. Now everybody got a choice and an opportunity to do what they want to do in life. You know what I mean? So I know y'all heard the saying, what the next dude eat don't make me shit. That's just what it is, homie. And so people gonna be who the fuck they are. You know what I mean? So whack is whack. I'm FGFG and everybody else who they are. So I'm the type of dude that I don't let reach too far into it. You know what I mean? Let's see. I see motherfucker Tub G on this motherfucker, man. What's the hardest lowrider in your section? And shout out to the young fella in the back behind behind the scenes. Yeah, yeah, that's my manager back there, man. He gonna make sure he keep me right. Keep me grounded. Tell me when I'm slipping on certain shit. You got to keep some of them youngsters around you, homie, or you gonna get old fast. You know what I mean? But the hardest low rider in my section right now, ears are shutting the game down as far as in our section. You know what I mean? And I just was fuck with ears on Sunday. And man, the boy was out there in the clean 61, homie. I'm talking about the motherfucker was clean as the board of health, homie. When I was coming up in my back in the day, I felt I had the cleanest rider, but until Suge and came out with they shit, and it was other homie Flip had some clean shit, but right now, Years is shutting the section down. He holding the section down right now and shit, man. You know. Talk about the homies be telling and get a pass because they're reputables from the hood. Well, then at the same time, homie, somebody, I'm gonna be 100% on that, homie. It done got to the point now, so many niggas telling homie that you damn near gotta pick and choose who you gonna do something to. Because if you go do something to a motherfucker, homie, it ain't a guarantee, homie, that you won't get a life sentence, homie, won't get stuck. It ain't like they won't tell on you if the shit don't go right. You know what I mean? So I don't think a whole lot of niggas getting passes. What I'm starting to think, homie, that there's so many of them, homie, that you would damn near have to go on a motherfucker spree. You know what I mean? The motherfucking check them all or beat all their ass or and that's what it's coming down to. Some for me, homie, it's more or less like this. This dude is a rat per se, right? My life is more important than his, homie. So I'm supposed to go knock this dude down or something or do something to this dude, and I get a life sentence and give up mine for his, and he a piece of shit. That's how a motherfuckers gotta be start to look at. Some people I know, homie, I don't knock the dudes who see one and go hard. I feel you. But at the end of the day, man, you damn near have to be exterminator to get all these motherfucking rats now, homie. You damn near today got a motherfucker just make sure they ain't in your lane, make sure you ain't fucking with them, and make sure you stay solid. Because like I say, you'll have to go on a motherfucking rampage if you was to go try to get them all. Cause let me tell you something. Y'all only know the rats that um, y'all know. Best believe, homie, it's 3 or 4 more y'all homies that's telling too. You just don't know, homie. You know what I mean? So all of us be around rats. Sometimes we just don't know, homie. So keep that in mind. You know what I mean? You know, how does it feel to be silent time? How does it feel to be silent, do time, and still have chance to raise kids? K-Mac, you know what? It feel awesome, homie. It feel good, man. That when I look in the mirror, I know that I from a street perspective, I did the best I could to stay solid in the hood, man, and do the shit like the book said do. You know what I mean? I did the shit like the motherfucker when we got the rules and regulations as young homies. I stuck to the motherfucking guidelines, homie, and I lived within those guidelines and I kept it 100. But that's can't compare, homie, to being able to being a father and being home to motherfucking take my kids to go dirt bike riding and take my, grandkids, homie, to football practice. Go watch my grandkids play football and SoFi Stadium and, shit like that. Don't nothing beat that, homie. So, at the end of the day, I feel good and I feel, great, homie, that I was able to not get a life sentence or not get killed in the process. And I'm still out here, able to live my life and be cool. The very pissed, man. What's up, dog? We go back, homie. And keep doing what you're doing, FG, and keep on the right path with the positive footsteps. I mean, Levert, we go way back, homie. You was on the other side, opposite side of the tracks and shit, homie. But I also had love and respect for you, homie. You ain't never, never tried to act funny with me, homie. Even though you was crippin', homie, you ain't never tried to act funny with me, homie. Even when I was going to the all crip school with you, homie, you was always a solid dude. I appreciate that, homie. You know, what we got now? What we got now? Uh, got my boy tapping that key. You at the racks, homie? Hey, homie, hey, keep your head up out there, man. I'm off today chilling, man. I'm off today chilling. Lowrider hog ride. Hey, man, ain't nothing like that road glide, but ain't nothing like that lowrider, homie. I'm trying to grab me another rider right now, man. I'm just trying to I need a rag, homie. But they I ain't gonna lie, they expensive. They high as hell out there, homie. But I really want a rag, homie. But it's hard to say, man. That low riding is something special. But when you out there gliding on that hog down the coast, homie, you looking at oceans and beaches, and man, you got the music bumping, and I mean, you could do that in the Chevy. You know what I mean? But man, that's a hard one, man. I think I'm a really original low rider, homie, and I think if I could, homie, no doubt, I'd be in some rag 50s, homie. You know what I mean? Hands down, And FG, you low ride with Dayton's, no doubt, homie, I do. You know what I mean? Preferably 13s. You know what I mean? But these dudes do the others, got other shit on their shit, homie. I'm gonna ride with the D's, homie. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Then y'all go with the type of questions like y'all trying to get a whack 100 versus every. They gonna do that, homie. But you see how I answered that, man. You ain't gonna get that from me. One thing y'all don't see FG doing, homie, is going on these platforms and shit, trying to argue with another nigga for views and shit. Cause that's really what some of the dudes, that want to talk about other dudes, they do, homie. I ain't gonna do that, homie. You know what I mean? I'm gonna talk about what the fuck I'm talking about and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? So, you know. Back in the day, how did Compton become so vicious? Shit, Compton was vicious before I was around. But the thing about it, y'all keep forgetting about Linwood. Y'all forgetting about Watts. Y'all forgetting about Inglewood. Man, shit, everything was vicious, homie. You know what I mean? But let me tell you what people don't. I don't know where you tapping in from, Calvin Jones, but a lot of people don't realize that Compton is only made up of less than 100,000 people. I know when I was doing time in Texas and I was telling my boys from Dallas, man, it's only 97,000 people in Compton, homie. They didn't have no Google, and then they was trying to go to the law library to see if I was lying or not. Compton is so small, homie. It's only 100,000 people. So when you talk about Compton against cities like Baltimore, Los Angeles, you know what I mean, Philly, Chicago, you talking about million cities with a million. Yeah, they surrounded by Linwood, Long Beach, Carson, Watts, LA. So is you getting all those, it's so close, homie, that it's it ain't just Compton. You know what I mean? All those surrounding cities, really, homie, you get your ass toe up in all of them. Bam, bam, bam. What's up, FG? Much respect from Louisiana. All right, Louisiana. What's happening, man? What's happening? You gonna be on Kev Mac videos? You know what? I ain't tapped in with. I never met Kev Mac. I don't know him personally. You know what I mean? And Kev Mac really over there doing this shit. You know what I mean? I look at him and Alex Alonso as like the dudes who kind of really pushing this shit. But I tap in with. I'm subscribed with all them dudes. You know what I mean? Because I watch all their content, homie. You know what I mean? Anybody come pushing some cool shit. I'm gonna subscribe to him, support him, but Kev Mac reach out, man. I definitely go there and holler at him, man, no doubt. See, I had a pretty clean car. It was a gold 66, four-door, suicide door, 13 sevens with the gold knockoffs. I had 12 batteries, 12 speakers. Shit, hey, man. Man, I know you wish you still had that motherfucker, because I sure wish I had my Chevys, no doubt. Have you met any Fresno Bulldogs in the pen? Yeah, hell yeah. Fresno Bulldogs was deep, homie. They was, plus I used to be in Fresno. So, I done ran into them a few times, you know what I mean? They was pushing their line for real, homie. You know what I mean? You know. Hell yeah. See what else we got? We got rag 50s over rag 60s. I can't get with it. You know what I mean? I mean the rag 57. You know what I mean? That's or the 58. You know, the classics, homie. You know what I mean? Now me, rag 61, rag 62, rag anything to me, 61 through 64. But a rag 57, rag 58. Yeah, you can't. That's classic, homie. That's classic. You might be younger than me, or you just might got a preference, but that motherfucker rag 57 and 58, homie. Yeah, I take them all day long. You ever heard of land with bounty hunters? Was that for real? I never heard of land with bounty hunters ever. Yeah, I never heard of that, homie. You know. What else we got, man? What we talking about, man? What's cracking with us? Man, we gonna roll out, man, for about 20 more minutes. I ain't trying to hold y'all up all night, but let's get into this shit. You know what I mean? You know. Uriel, what's up, man? Hey, I always appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? What else we got? What's up with Greedy Boy from Lompoc, man? Shit, Greedy out here balling, man. You know what I mean? Crazy thing about it is he working a job and doing it. He just know how to put his finances together. Yeah, Greedy out here in big Benzes and shit, man. And, chilling and shit, Matter of fact, my son just tapped in with him yesterday to get a job and shit. So Greedy doing cool, homie. You know what I mean? Was cracking with my boy. Love and respect from working the waterfront. That wind therapy, no doubt, nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. You know what I mean? City of Maywood in the house. In spite of banging, when I had a lowrider, it was one of the times that brings bangers together. Everybody appreciate fresh looking Chevys, whether you sport orange, burgundy, or whatever. No, I just was at the Compton DMV the other night. Sunday night. And apparently, I didn't know that this were the lowriders and the Harley dudes hang out at. So I smashed up there, and oh man, they was up here super deep. I'm talking about homie, Crips, Bloods, everybody, homie. You know what I mean? And it wasn't no problem. But that's what lowrider bring, though. That's what the bike set bring, homie. It bring a unity that I don't know why these youngsters can't see, homie. That we doing it. We doing it. We don't have a problem. It's these youngsters, homie. It's these kids, that's getting out here and want to shoot up everything. So, yeah, it do bring unity, though. I got to give it that. Just asking because I'm a Pedro from out here in Fresno, and a lot of homeboys from my neighborhood subscribe. Much respect, homeboy. Heather Robson, I don't know if that's your account or you just using somebody else, but whoever it is, homie, hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you tapping in with me, man. Y'all got to keep coming at me sometime. Listen. I work a full time job, homie, 5 days a week, 12 hours a day, But if y'all DM me some topics, some questions, we'll definitely get at them on some real shit. Like I said, I could easily come on here, man, and get to talking about, all these other shit that's going on, but but I prefer to just keep it 100 with us. So I'm staying on top of like the little y'all heard of the little what was the boy named Trouble that got killed, man. He was over the broad pad. The broad just broke up with her girlfriend her boyfriend a week before. So he was beating her ass and all this shit. So she broke up with him. It had only been a week. She had trouble spending the night over her house. Dude break in the house, get to beating her ass, realize the trouble is in the bed. They get to tussling. Dude hit Trouble one time to the chest, killed the dude. Now, homie, these are topics that we need to talk about, homie, because who at fault? Is it the broad? Because you messing with this crazy ass dude. You know, you wrong for having the homie come over there. Is the homie wrong for not having his pistol on the nightstand when you going to fuck with these bros? So we gonna get into that topic too, homie. That's a topic right there. Who at fault? Who at fault, homie? You know. So hey Jason Dang, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. In theory, is that a lot of G's was swept away in the late 80s and YG younger kids had to figure things out themselves, and no one was there to learn the culture like we did. And you absolutely right. That's really what happened with my hood. You know what I mean? When I left to go to the feds, homie, of course I was a general. You know what I mean? I left kids out there. I ain't gonna call them kids. These dudes are 20 years old. You know, that just didn't understand how to keep regulating. You know what I mean? And they didn't know how to resolve issues. They didn't know how to get to the bottom of certain shit. And that's really what happened. But the feds know this, the sheriffs know this, everybody know. If you go knock the G's off these young cats, and this is another government thing that we talk about. This is by design, homie. You know what I mean? You're gonna go now Operation Cut Off the Head. You know what I mean? They're gonna cut off the head in all these neighborhoods, and now they're gonna leave these young dudes out here to fend for themselves. And guess what, man? They gonna crash and burn a lot of them. Trouble was from East Coast said G Shine Bloods, he got killed out there in Atlanta. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's an Atlanta situation that happened, but it's still the situation. Because how many times y'all was over Broad House? I know I have. I've been over Broad House, homie, and motherfucker came and banging on the door with the heat. You know what I mean? I got mine in there too, but I'm like, who the fuck is this? She like, oh, that's my ex. Your ex, bitch, what? You know what I mean? And I've been in these situations. I've been in situations with homie. You pull up in that clean ass rag Chevy, and the ex pull up, and just cause that Chevy so motherfucking clean, he not feeling that at all. And homie, be mad at the bro. Don't say shit to me, homie. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's a whole nother topic that we gonna get into on one of these motherfucking YouTube channels and shit. We've been bracking, bumped in Baltimore in the house. Hey man, much love, major respect, homie. You know what I mean? I be seeing you do your thing, homie. I be seeing you do your thing. Keep pushing what you pushing, homie. What they say up there, Norwalk, California. Norwalk, California. Big Blaze, AK Mob True. Much love, homie. You know what I mean? Much love, homie. What else we got down here? How I feel about these YouTubers only telling their W's in these prison stories, and like they always talk like blacks was getting smashed in the pen, and their group was never took a L. You know what, homie? I think we done all took some sort of L in the pen, homie. You know what I mean? Because you ever look, you couldn't walk to Hatchby 2 yard. It was all crip yard, homie. You know, back in the day, homie. When I went to the state in '93, you couldn't. The Southsiders wasn't that deep. You know what I mean? They wasn't even an issue. Like that. You know what I mean? We was beefing with the crip, so Southsiders wasn't even a. They was there. Don't get me wrong, but they wasn't on our radar like that because we was beefing so hard with each other. I think everybody took some kind of L. You didn't win every fight. You didn't win every stabbing. You didn't win. Tell him knock it off. Next time a nigga tell you he took only talk about his W, tell him talk about his L's, homie. You know what I mean? You know. Tell him talk about his L's, homie. They faking it. They said they ain't never lost nothing. Like, come on, man, knock it off. Now you could go to the pen. I've seen dudes go to the pen, do 2, 3 years, never had one fight. So, but like you say, don't talk about them W's and not talk about them L's only. Real shit happen to real dudes all the way around. You know. Say peace and blessings to the homie FG. Wonder how the homie gangster doing for Cap. He got life in like '03. I hope the homie come home and the homie Mouse Rule. Hope all is well with the homies. I'm gonna be honest with you, homie. I don't know a homie named Gangster or a homie named. Oh, you talking about Mice? You might be talking about Mice. I just talked to Mice today, homie. If you talking about Mice and shit, yeah. Not Mousy Rule, but if you talking about Mice, yeah, I talked to Mice today. Mice straight, homie. I don't know who Gangster is, homie. You know what I mean? Just by that name, be honest with you. But I hope the homies get something overturned, get a motherfucking appeal on some. I be hoping all our dudes get out. They put too many blacks in prisons, homie, for too long for nothing. I ain't gonna say for nothing. They just put them in there too long for the crimes they had. They was giving them gang enhancements, giving them all these gun enhancements, giving them all these priors. How you gonna prior me, homie, when I already did time for that? That's double jeopardy. So I'm hoping a lot of these dudes come home, homie, get some of this shit overturned and come home. You know what I mean? So what's up? What's up? Yeah, I appreciate it, DJ Vegas. How do I feel about? Oh, I already read that one. What we got going on? Women can sometimes lead to greater than just beef. Issues with women have always escalated stuff. I hope guys stay safe out there. Hell yeah, women that escalated shit. They done started shit. You know what I mean? Then come get their brother, then come get their uncle, then come get the now it's a shootout. You know what I mean? Now it's a whole different situation, because this bro was running off at the mouth and shit. Now you talking about somebody called you a bitch. Now you want to go get your uncle and them and shit. But when your uncle come back and then it's a shootout. Females have started a lot of shit. Man, let me tell you something about that thing, man. That weird thing, man, that started then brought down nations, bro. This ain't no new shit. This ain't no shit. This ain't no hood shit. You know what I mean? Julius Caesar and them was squabbling over that weird thing, homie. So you got to realize that shit go back so far in time, homie, that that I don't think that war gonna ever stop. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Females gonna have motherfucker caught up. You don't be safe. You don't keep your head on your shoulders, man. Shit, they'll have you in a car wreck quick. FG, can we get a live every week on your days off? I mean, it be like this, man. I love coming in here talking to y'all doing these lives, you know, uh, trying to get my little bit of wisdom that I can, you know what I mean? And without having to, compromise, certain shit. I know y'all be wanting to hear other shit. I do too. So that's why I go tune in the other niggas' page and other dudes' page and listen to the other shit. But me, homie, we'll tap in, bring us some subjects, we'll get cracking on and talking about them. We're gonna keep it 100 on what it is. And FG, I have a question. What happens when the young homie robbed a mother with kids on the way to the store? Was there a code against that? You know what, homie? It wasn't a code against. It wasn't a code against it. But let me tell you something. When you grew up in a neighborhood, in your neighborhood, you didn't rob nobody because you knew everybody mama in the neighborhood. So when somebody came and robbed the homie mama in the neighborhood, that was a war. That was a beef. Who came and did it? Oh no, we finna go holler at these dudes. This the homie mom. So that started the beef. Now for the homies, or say my homies that went somewhere else and robbed a lady and her kids in somebody else's neighborhood, homie, I ain't never condoned that shit. That's why I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I sold drugs. I wasn't finna be robbing old ladies and robbing people who didn't have shit to do with what I was out here doing. You know what I mean? People say, well, man, you were destroying the streets and selling people drugs. Who you got to remember, man, that I didn't sell drugs. I've been stopped that so long ago that I sold drugs to other drug dealers. You know what I mean? So they pull up with their family, or pull up in a nice car, or pull up with a shirt and tie on, and we do a drug deal. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't see the effects of what it was actually doing in the set no more. You know what I mean? Before dudes was out here robbing a woman and her three kids and shit while she on the bus stop trying to come home from work. Man, that's some. I don't approve of that at all, homie. That's real sucker shit. But you really gotta understand that, you know, dudes gonna get in a situation, man, where some of these dudes don't have no morals, no value for the streets, for none of this shit out here. They just real savages. You know what I mean? You know. So civilization has fallen over fear, no motherfucking doubt. No motherfucking doubt. Big Devil. What's going on with you, homie? Big Devil, you gonna tap in with me, homie? Tap in with me, homie. Sure, they always going to keep up. Yeah, they gonna do that. Let's see now. It's only for inner city guys that guys start using baseball analogy to talk about serious situations of prison. Who got uh who got the stupid idea to call life in prison three strikes? This isn't baseball. No, it ain't baseball at all. But I think they kind of changed some of them three strikes laws. I haven't heard dudes been getting them ever since this DA Gascon and shit been in. Um, he taking off a lot of them gang enhancements that they was giving dudes and letting a lot of dudes out, man. And I just hope before they vote him out of there, homie, as many homies can get home as they can, because that three strike shit was some bullshit. Everybody know it. You know what I mean? You know, you supposed to get the time that fits the crime. If your crime is a 20-year crime, okay, give him 20 years. But giving a man, a life sentence because he stole a piece of bread on his three strikes. But then again, I'm trying to go and telling y'all that they're going to do anything they can to keep us off these streets, homie, and to get us out of here, homie. And it's on every single level, corporate on down to the streets. They don't. We ain't want it here, man. You know what I mean? We got to make sure that we go take what we need. When I say take what we need, that could be get an education, make the right investments, make shit right and secure for your family. You know what I mean? And do what you need to do in order for these people to not fuck with you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Another thing that brings guys to bring guys together is education. it sounds crazy, but I can't tell you how many pod rules I saw when I was getting a GED and turning my life around. Hey man, that's what it be. You know what I mean? At some point, everybody want to turn their life around. Only thing about it is, I hope that some point is before you get a life sentence or before you get killed. That's my thing. You know, hopefully, dudes can learn before it's too late. And a lot of homies is learning too late that they should have just did something a little different. You know what I mean? So that's what's up, man. We're gonna rock and roll about 5 more minutes, man. I really appreciate y'all. Hey, you or your Havens Guardian, man. I always appreciate you, man. One of my biggest supporters, man. Shit, I really appreciate you. Yeah. What else we got? Just tuned in. I really enjoyed the interviews, man. Hey, I appreciate it. It's that Gamer Vids. I appreciate that, man. Power Love, OG China Dog, Little China Dog, and yeah, the homie home, they home, and shit, everybody trying to get their life together, man. Wish they put more skilled trades in schools in the hood. They have a legit hustle. Yeah, because when I was coming up, they had the mechanic shop, they had the drafting, they had so many different training skills in schools, but they taking away the funding, home. They take away all the funding, man, and you leave kids with nothing. They don't even have after school programs and shit no more. You know what I mean? So how's they gonna win? It's almost like a lose lose when you're talking about the inner city kids, because they got to go straight home and go to the ghetto. They don't get to go to the YMCA and all these other little programs that's in the neighborhood. Man, they don't have them no more. They defunding all that shit. You know what I mean? They defunding all that shit. How old were you when you started riding Harleys? Shit. This is my first Harley, homie. I only been riding Harleys about 6, 7 months. And I rode motorcycles, but I never had a Harley. You know what I mean? That's my first Harley. So it ain't never too late. You know what I mean? 9 pounds, my shit. I've been on my shit the last couple of days, and it was funny because just last night I was coming down to 10 at about 5:30 ish, right past downtown LA, man. It was right when the lights cut on, man, and it was like, damn. I mean, when you see some of that shit, man, you out there on that hog, man. It's awesome, man. So I don't care how long it takes you. Get you a Chevy, get you a Harley, man, and shit, have your little fun out there. AIPKG all day long, huh? you know. By removing industry, trade, and funding from school districts in the hood became a battleground for kids that can't play at the park because that's the recruitment center and ground zero for the set. It definitely is, man. And that's what they do. That's by design, homie. They got all this money to send over to Ukraine and all these other countries, bro. But you mean to tell me that we can't have an after school program for the kids? You know what I mean? To keep these kids out of harm's way. And let me reiterate, it ain't just in the ghetto. Some of these rich white kids, homies, you know what I mean? They don't have some of the programs, and they go do drugs. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot of drug addicts out here, homie. So many drugs floating around the street that I need to preach more drug deterrence than I do gang deterrence, because a lot of this gang activity is because it is drug related. You know what I mean? A lot of these dudes is nice as a motherfucker until they snort some coke or a motherfucker pop a pill or something. Then they super gangster. You know what I mean? So it goes hand in hand, homie. It really goes hand in hand. So that's just really how it is. It's a lot of these drugs on the street. I didn't even mention that. A lot of these drugs on the street, homie, is fueling the fire for the gang shit. So a lot of our little homies is dope heads. They popping these pills and snorting this shit, homie, and waking up in the cell talking about what did I do? You know what I mean? Shit, it's hand in hand, man. So as we're trying to rebuild programs for through education, and we also got to do something about just drug education. You know what I mean? Tell these dudes and show these dudes the effect of snorting all this shit and popping all these motherfucking pills. You know what I mean? So that's just how it is on my hand. And he a nerd without them perks. No motherfucking doubt. There's a whole bunch of them cats out there, man. That soft as a motherfucker without them perks, man. Or them other drugs that they use, and And how's Your kids, brother. My kids is great, man. My kids is great. I got one. He finna come home from the feds. You know what I mean? And he go to court. Hopefully next week. Rest of my kids, man, I done pulled my other two sons, around me. You know what I mean? But my older boys was the ones I was having a little problems with. Now they focusing on they shit. I got one left and one that's finna come home, but all the rest of them is A1, man. They don't believe in this shit. They don't believe in none of this street shit. They saw it firsthand through me and growing up in visiting rooms and shit like that they don't want no part of this shit. So they on their way to college, and I got one off to college and shit in the fall. I got one more next year, and shit, that's a senior that, and then I'm done, man. Not done because you ain't never done. You got kids, but you know what I mean with the high school level, trying to push them all off to college and get. I got one in college now, and so just trying to get these dudes to what they do, see what I saw, and know that they don't even want no part of that. You know what I mean? So where can I get some of them FG t-shirts? You know what? Hey, you make sure you send me hit me in the DMs, or I'm gonna have to tap in with you on one of the links, because I could definitely I'm gonna get you one for sure, bro. I got some right here and shit, and I'm gonna definitely get you a couple. But you can always tap in with me. I'm at F General One on Instagram. Hit me up, hit me in the DM. You know, and I get them out to you. I usually sell them for $15 plus shipping, so that's probably really around $18. You know what I mean? But for Euro, I got one for you, bro. Don't even trip. No doubt. And Anita Marie, FG, I'm from Oakland, California. Absolutely appreciate you, and you're doing an amazing job. Oh, thanks again, Anita. I don't know if I reread that, but thanks again. What else we got, man? We're gonna rock out for 2 more minutes. Hey, look, I appreciate y'all tapping in. For ones that ain't subscribed, man, go in there, hit that subscribe button, man. You know what I mean? And hit them like buttons when you see my posts. Just trying to build this thing up. As you see, I'm trying to keep some form of integrity, and not just try to piggyback off other people's material just to get some views or some likes. You know what I mean? That ain't what it's about. It's about trying to keep the content flowing, man. We trying to educate each other, and I don't know everything. So if I ever say something or say and I didn't say the right information, DM me with the correct information, man, and we get it right. You know what I mean? And but I have tapped in with all the homies. Tapped in with China Dog. I tapped in with the homie from Line Hood. Damn, Dusty Loke. I talked to Dusty. I talked to all these dudes. You know what I mean? It's just the timing got to come right, man, for us to sit down and for us to have a cool interview, so I can get y'all that work, man. Y'all stick in there with me, but all the homies from the east side to the west side to the Crips, it's just timing, homie. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna come overnight because of my schedule. You know what I mean? And they schedule. And but they willing to tap in, homie, and sit down with us, and and get a perspective on what's going on out here in these streets with these young dudes that's out here acting wild. Because I'm trying to help them get their life together, man. Ryan Marable, what's going on with you, man? You know, if, if I ain't working, I'm tapping in. Unique styles, I appreciate that, bro. We got 76 watching the 86 likes. That's how it's meant to be. Now let's get to 100,000 subs. No doubt, no doubt. But check this out, man. This is what we gonna do. I'm gonna get on up out of here. What's good, Groove? And Clarence English was good. Do you remember when I worked security at the club you ran back in the day? Ran back in the day. Um, Clarence English. Man, that name sound familiar, man. But you know what I mean. We had a lot of good times with that Red Velvet and Monte Cristo, all the clubs I ever did. And I don't even tap in about that, man. And now somebody asked me about how I felt like being a man. Like, I downplayed it. Like, dude, that ain't how I portray myself in the streets. But when I had my nightclub at 26 years old, man, I felt like I was a man, homie. You know what I mean? And I'm regulating everything. And Clarence was there. He know. He worked with me. He know. I felt like I was a man. But that was a legal entity. I was proud of myself for switching over from everything hood to some. Well, now I'm paying taxes to these motherfucking folks. Uh, Yeah, I thought I was a man, homie. Anthony Hall, what's going on with me, man? You know, I'm good, Clarence. I appreciate you tapping in, bro. You know, and Eastside Six, no doubt. Slick. That's what's up, homie. Eastside Six, homie. Y'all know what it is, man. You know. And you're a solid dude. But like I say, I appreciate y'all tapping in. Much love from FG Unleashed. Y'all bear with me. Stay in touch, man. I'm gonna bring it. You know what I mean? And thanks a lot, man. Appreciate y'all. How I get up out this thing? Let me see. Do. Hey, where my manager at, man? How we cut this thing off?
You just press right here.